All right. Good evening, everyone. It's good to see every one of you guys here again on a Friday evening. If you guys are here because you are excited about China, please type on the chat China because this is what we are going to discuss about today. All right. Thank you so much. Where are you? I'm sure there's more than that, right? Okay. So I know for the past few sessions, right? For the past around a month, we have been discussing about China. Oh, we have Simon in the room as well, right? Can keluar Happy Friday keluarga Malaysia. Yes, keluarga Malaysia. All right. Okay, so over the past few weeks, we have been discussing a lot about China from the retail, how the Chinese new retail is evolving, to we were discussing also digital transformation case studies and strategies. And very often, many people are asking on the chat, what if I want to go to China? What if I want to explore the Chinese market? Now, we all know by now, after all these discussions, and even before these discussions, I'm very sure you know China is one of the largest population in the world and is one of the biggest market everyone is looking at. And from all these sessions that we have, all the speakers have one thing in common. They mentioned that China has its own unique way of doing business. So this week, we have invited Richie, the chairman of the Asian General Chamber of New Retail, and also Ken Lee, the founder of Smart City, to discuss on three things. So today we'll be discussing on the opportunities for Malaysian entrepreneurs to venture into China. We will also be discussing what are the costly mistakes that we should look out for, what are the things we need to avoid, and also how can you, as a Malaysian entrepreneur, speed up your process to go into China. All right. So if you guys are excited, okay, I hope you guys are excited because we are going to have 1 hour in this session. And for those guys who are on Facebook, if you guys are watching us on Facebook, please join us on our Zoom session because our Facebook session will only last for 15 minutes. Okay. And after that, the Facebook session will close. The session will continue in Zoom, right? The essence will be in Zoom. So join us in Zoom. All right, so without much further ado, hi Richie and hi Ken. Good to see you guys again.
Hi.
Hi Jonathan. Hi everyone. Hi Ken.
Hi. I would love to have you guys to introduce yourself first. Let the audience know you. Maybe we will have Ken to start first, right? A fellow Malaysian, and then we have Richie. Richie is from Hong Kong, who is based in China right now, right? Yeah. Ken, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Sure. First of all, I'm Ken Lee from Smart City Berhad, and I'm here on behalf of NR Malaysia. We are actually representative of ASEAN New Retail Chamber, and we have our chairman Richie Yong here from Hong Kong. So just a quickly introduction of what we do. Our company, we are actually doing a cross-border e-commerce. So we bring products from China to Malaysia to sell. And if you had heard of our store, it's called JDX in Cool City Mall. We have O2O stores, which we sell offline and online as well. And then we also bring products from Malaysia to China as well. Of course, now we have partnered with Richie to bring more products, more brands to China. So if you guys are interested to explore, please look for us after this. I'll hand it over to Richie.
Hello. Very exciting. Thank you, Kent. And first of all, thank you, Jonathan and all the circles inviting us to give a sharing in front of you. So I represent two entities. Today, my role is the chairman of the ANR. Okay. So ANR is an association just 3 years, but we have a very strong, extensive expert network. Okay, and we also design and define the new retail ecosystem in 50 components. And every domains we have a specific expertise. So basically, myself actually have around 21 years from branding, distribution, retails, online, offline, and e-commerce. And actually, e-commerce including as a e-commerce platform operators and also as a e-commerce service providers. Okay, so that is my own business, e-commerce operation related. But we would like to, during this transformation, not e-commerce is just part of the new retail ecosystem. So we would like to consolidate all the wisdom, experience from our expert network, including Ken, including Jonathan, and all together to serve the community. Yes, thank you.
All right, so we have experts who understand e-commerce and also O2O. And this is where we are actually moving towards what we call the new retail. First question I have for both of you guys is this: what are the common misconceptions most Malaysian business owners have about Chinese market? I believe you guys have worked with a lot of Malaysian entrepreneurs who tried to venture into China. They are very excited at first, and then when they went in, they kind of realized that things are not what it seems it is. So what are the kind of misconceptions that most Malaysian entrepreneurs will face when it comes to the Chinese market?
Maybe I start first. Maybe Ken, you can add your opinion later. So yeah, so probably they will plan a lot, okay, before they enter another market, which is not very familiar with them. Some of the merchants or brand owners, they were like this. We use the term over plan. Okay, maybe they plan for 1 year or 1 year and a half before they start any channels. Okay, it is normal for some merchants because for the e-commerce operation, actually there's a lot of things to consider, from merchandising, pricing, logistics, marketing, which channels, how to drive the traffic to their store. Okay, but we would like to suggest we start another channel in another unfamiliar markets. Probably you, as a boss, you need to just focus on those very essential factors. Say, for example, whether your brand or products, okay, can fit the market. That's number one. How about your cash flow? Because you go to another market, you need to have the investment continuously. Okay, as a boss, you better to know this. And number three, probably will be you need to prepare some competitors analysis or market research. Okay, yeah. Once this is positive, then you can start to think about how to tap into the market. Otherwise, the opportunity will go away. Yeah.
So you're saying that many Malaysian entrepreneurs, they overplan, and because the Chinese market is moving very fast, so when they get all the plans ready, when they go to Chinese market, things have kind of changed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. You're right.
But it's a very hard balancing act that we can do here, right? Because on one hand, you have Malaysians who do not understand the Chinese market, and that's why we be more careful when we go in. And on the other hand, if we plan too long, the moment we go in, things have changed. So all your plans are totally disrupted.
Yeah.
Right.
So probably they need help for this. Yeah.
So how can they seek for help to understand the market, to understand the cash flow analysis, to understand the competitor analysis? Because for me, Malaysian, when I want to do research about China, Google doesn't help. Right?
That's of course.
Yeah. You look at Google or YouTube. I was doing a research on a company called Genki Forest, Yuanqi Senlin.
Okay.
Right? It's the fastest growing drink in China. Right?
Yeah.
They are known as the Coca-Cola of China.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard about this story, I went to Google. Very few. I think it was only like 5 articles about it. And then I went on YouTube. I could only see one advertisement by Genki Forest. So I literally can't do any research at all unless I go on Baidu. And the problem is I can't understand Chinese. I can't read Chinese. So if I'm a Malaysian, because over here I'm seeing some non-Chinese as well, right? So we have like Arunagri, we have Hashim, right? Non-Chinese definitely can't read Chinese, and I'm very sure some Chinese here also can't read Chinese one.
You're right.
Most Malaysians are like that, right? So if I can't read Chinese, how do I do research about all this then?
You probably need to get some
Probably.
professional advice.
Sorry, what you say, Ken?
You probably need to get some professional advice like Richie, yeah, who know very well of the market and can communicate in your language, yeah.
Richie has just dropped off, but how do you then do your research then, Ken? Now, if you guys in the attendees, there's 40 plus of you, if you guys agree that this is a very valid question, right? Because it's so hard to do research about China, please type on the chat valid so that I know that I'm asking the right questions. Okay, please type on the chat valid, right? And later on, if you guys have any questions, please type your questions on the Q&A as well. Okay, and then later on, I'll be asking your questions. So Ken, how do you do your research? Richie is back, but let me just ask Ken first.
Yeah.
Ken,
First of all, you need to find a friend who can read Chinese and type Chinese and help you to use the hashtag. You know, if you want to search something like Yuanqi Shenling or any Chinese brand, you probably need to use a social media of China, social media channel such as Weibo. Okay, it's very common. Once you search the tag hashtag from there, you'll probably know how popular it is, and then you'll see how they. You can also see how they actually promote their products. You know, probably like some of the ambassadors, some of the stars, and some of the celebrities are helping them to promote by hashtag their brands. That's where you learn, and that's where you learn about popularity as well. You can search from there. You can see the ranking from there. Yeah, I think we do what we do here in Malaysia. We just need to find a China version of it. For example, you search brand and you want to know whether it is popular in Malaysia. You do what? You go Facebook, right? You go Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And then you try to check whether the trend is there or not. The same thing, but because there's no Facebook, there's no Instagram in China, you have to use their version, which is like Weibo, okay? Yeah, or like you said, you try their Google, which is Baidu, yeah. So try Baidu or try Tengxun, some other channels, Sogo, yeah, sort of, yeah. Those are the channels that you can actually get some information in that about their presence in China, yeah.
Okay, so I guess the first thing I will need is a partner who can read Chinese.
Definitely, you need that. Yeah, from beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Richie, how do you help entrepreneurs who don't understand about the Chinese market, yet they know that there's an opportunity? Because maybe some of their products make a lot of sense to go into China, right? So they know that there's an opportunity, but they don't know how. So I want to just talk about market research first, because you mentioned don't overplan. But there's no way, if we want to go into an overseas market, we don't plan too much, right? We will be, yeah. So how can you guys actually help Malaysian entrepreneurs when it comes to market research?
Actually, I think it is not just Malaysian brands they would like to enter the China markets. In our mindset, it is a lot of overseas brands they want to enter the China market. It is now the situation, right? So Malaysia brand will be one of them. Okay, maybe I just want to give an example, a chocolate bar. Okay, just a chocolate bar. Assuming that Malaysia now have a brand very great, okay, produce the chocolate bar or snacks. But every country, they have the chocolate bar or chocolate snack. Before they go to China, probably we would like to suggest to do a market research demographically. Okay, so a lot of people, huge market. What will be the age group or income groups they would like to have the chocolate bars like similar to your product. Okay, that's number one, to find your target customer segment. And number two, you can have the e-commerce research. The e-commerce research means that those popular platforms like the internet giant, like Alibaba platform, for the professional service team, they can, from the back end, to grab the data, the big data, okay, search by brand, search by similar price level, by country, and then you will have a comparison with Malaysian chocolate bar compared with and European brand, also chocolate bar, and a domestic Chinese brand, chocolate bar. Okay, so this comparison, you will understand their price level, their number of SKUs, blah, 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 something like that. Okay, it is a e-commerce research. And the second thing they also may need to do is a social media research. The social media investment on the content, on the exposure, means how the brand communicate with their end customer, their target end customer. If more content in the social media platforms, of course, a lot of platforms, and the review is positive, okay, you can learn from your competitors how much or how intense they invest on the social media to make sure that the end customer loves your brand. But for just a beginners, for Malaysian brand, they haven't go to China before, they can learn from this first and have a more preparation for this. Yeah, maybe I stop here first. Yeah.
Sure. So in Malaysia, we have actually platforms like Datel Data, where if let's say I want to come up with a new chocolate brand, I can go to this Datel Data. I can go in, I can type in some key figures, like for example, I want to see like chocolate in Malaysia, who is the market leader? And then they will even show me like how many percent Cadbury owns, how many percent KitKat owns in terms of the market share. And then I can even customize, like I want to see how like Malay market or Chinese market or Indian market. And then I can just customize. If let's say I only want Malay market, and they can even show me like which state has the most users of Cadbury, for example, right? And China is such a big data country, correct? Definitely way ahead of Malaysia in terms of big data, in terms of AI. I run a mastermind group where one of my students actually shared with me a platform called Tianpa 6, where he signed it, and he said, this company is able to crawl all the data from Shopee and Lazada. So now if he wants to launch a new product, he can go to this platform and get all the data of what are the products that are doing well, what are their competitors doing, right? So do you know of any consumer intelligence platform like this that Malaysian entrepreneurs can look at to actually kickstart their market research process?
Actually, it is difficult to find a platform like this. Okay, but you can find some e-commerce service provider. They are in the field. Okay, every day they are helping overseas brands to tap into the China market. But they can have just a one-off consultancy service to the brands. Okay, maybe I don't know. Depends on how intense you would like to search. And it is real data. Okay, it is real data. It is not past year data. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe later on you can, if any audience you are interested to know more, maybe you can find Ken or Jonathan to know more about this. Yeah.
So how about when it comes to pricing? Because for Malaysian entrepreneurs, when they want to go to China, how will they know like how to price themselves? You mentioned just now about going to China is you got to consider many factors, right? From marketing to supply chain to logistics. So
right.
To pricing when they want to go into China.
Related to price is very complicated. I would like to in the 3 dimensions to look at this issue. First of all, some misconception related to overseas merchants. Okay, they're selling very good in their domestic market. Say for example, I have a product I can sell $1,000 per piece. Okay, in their domestic market. But they forget about it. They already have a lot of stores. They are already very popular in their domestic market, and they have 100 stores in that country or region. So they can, and of over 50 history. That's number one. That is, we assume this long history, well-known brand selling 1,000. But for the China market, they think that they would like to, from the factory management mindset, domestic market, I sell 1,000 and then I add on the shipping cost, tax, and other additional costs. And then in China market, I can sell 1,050. Okay, so is it correct or not? I don't know at this moment, but we would like to suggest the person in charge of this project, they do some research first. Okay, they find a benchmark brand products to see whether in China, online or maybe online first is easier. Whether their competitors still selling 1,000 or 1,050, 1,500. So the market itself will tell you your products, what will be the optimized point, switch points for your price setting. Yeah.
Okay, I'd love to hear from Ken then. You have experience of bringing Malaysian brands to China. When it comes to pricing, when it comes to market research, what do you typically do?
It's very depending on the product. I mean, for example, if you are selling something that's so distinct, that's only Malaysia have. For example, if you're selling durian, price is on your call, all right? It's not on their call. So it's pretty depending on this. And most of the case that we have handled before are related to native product like durian, like bird nest, all these kind of popular tourist products, because people know us because of tourism. People get to know Malaysia because of all these kind of easy access products. But I know a lot more Malaysia brand, a lot more of Malaysia product that's not disposed to China market. When you do that, you have to remember the pricing is not static. The pricing has to be adjusted according to campaign, according to the season. It's just like you're doing Shopee over here. Shopee has 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, all the way to 12, 12. You have to adjust your pricing and campaign accordingly. So you have to do different kind of packaging or bundle in order for you to achieve a uniqueness during each campaign. And that pricing has to be adjusted from time to time. And that's where you learn. You learn from the feedback, you learn from the market, and you learn from your competitors. Because after you sell, you can check on the platform itself, how's your competitor doing. Like Richie has mentioned, when you list the product on the platform itself, you can actually get the platform to cross some data out related to your product category, related to your specific product brands or your competitors. From there, you can see how their sales like, how well they do, how much they sell. So, and you learn from there. So always get a target competitor and then learn from there. That's the easiest. Yeah. So if you take the example of chocolate, like Malaysia brand, Barrels. If you want to sell Barrel chocolate, of course, the first one you want to target is a very, very, very famous brand in China, like Godiva. How much they sell, how's their positioning, and how they list in the store. Then you take them as your competitor. You do a similar campaign. If they bundle sales like 3 types in one, you do similar, or you do even better, 4 in 1. So you have advantages against them. So those are the things that you can actually play around with. Yeah, this is my advice. Yeah.
Okay. I remember 10 years ago when I went to China, Chinese people are always looking at foreign brands.
Yes.
Right. Even clothes, they will wear Nike, Adidas. They won't wear their own brand. But today you go to China, they're actually very proud. I wear Li-Ning. Yeah. Right. Why I was impressed with this brand called Genki is because people are proud. Don't drink Coca-Cola. Drink Genki for us. It's like our own China's Coca-Cola. So now, because Chinese have evolved to be so patriotic and national, the sense of nationalism is so strong. Okay. Do you think Malaysian brands have chance in China?
I do think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Ken, please.
I think there's a lot of opportunity over there. First of all, you have to be careful when it comes to this kind of nationalism thing. It's actually a double-sided blade. It can help you, it can destroy you as well. So it depends on how you handle the PR if there is something happen. But otherwise, I think China audience are very open. They love to try new things. That's why if you see how China manufacturing do, their packaging changing literally every season or even every month. just to give people a new impression, a new feeling about their product, even though it's the same product, but it looks and feel new. So I think we need to learn about that, and we need to give them a new experience when it comes to buying things from overseas. Buying from Malaysia, what kind of experience you want to sell? What kind of story you want to sell? I think that is important. Yeah, that's my advice. I think you need to really think about your story behind the whole product itself, and you have to think about your packaging and the marketing campaign. Yeah.
How about yourself?
I would like to add two things. Thank you, Ken. Number one is the satisfaction of the Chinese to the government. 10 years ago, it's around 86% of the Chinese population. They love the government, and now it's over 93%. Okay, they love the government because do a very big job, fast infrastructure. Okay, blah blah blah. And that's one point. And number two, for any overseas brand, if you would like to earn the money from the Chinese, be politically positive. Don't just think about I just want to earn the money, but I don't. My perception, feelings is negative to that region or that country. Yeah, big data very easy to search that you are not politically positive to the region. Yeah. Actually, we are, as a service providers, we experience some brand from Hong Kong. Okay, they sell very good. Open the store, flagship store, by that time launch a campaign, generate a lot of sales, but suddenly the platform closed their store. Okay, because part of the management team of that company say something which is politically not in line with the Chinese government.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying that if we go to China, make sure we don't say anything bad about the government, right? Because
not just say anything, is you really love to develop. Okay, treat this country a market that you must tap into from a global perspective. Okay, we are not just doing the trading business. Just buy and sell. Move the product from your store, from your warehouse to the Chinese warehouse, and let them buy your product and got the money back. And after that, badmouth your customer. It is not good. Yeah.
Okay. So what you're saying is, if you guys want to venture into China, make sure you really love China.
Yeah. Otherwise, once you invest, once you open your channels, and then suddenly you are being kicked out. You don't know why. Yeah, I would like to stress this.
Have you seen of companies venturing into China and then gonna kick out, and then they got kicked?
Yeah, you know, D&G is one of the H&M is one of the example for the big brands. Yeah, for some retail brand in Thailand, they go to the Tmall Global. Okay, one of the famous e-commerce B2C cross-border platform. Around 6 months, someone report that the management of this brand is not positive to the Chinese government. So the platform will do something for you, for the government.
So have you seen successful case studies of Malaysian brands doing super well in China, except for Musang King Durian?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Of course. I would like to say the coffee, one brand called Old Town Coffee. Okay. Old Town Coffee, actually they enter the Hong Kong first and then go into the China market and start with the cross-border e-commerce first. And after that, because they know the mechanisms, they change to in a general trade mode. That means they can sell direct to an end customer, or they can do some distribution, offline distribution. Also they can do this. And actually, they have for the B2C online, we related to the topic today, B2C e-commerce online. So they have their flagship store on Tmall Global. They have their store on JD. They have their WeChat official account. And they also have some content marketing on the Little Rebel and Douyin, of course. Okay, so popular, famous, large and active users platforms, they all in, okay, in these platforms, and they cannot do very well just for a few months. After accumulation around several years, 3 to 4 years, okay, now their fans, their followers for, say, for example, Tmall Global is around 0.5 million fans. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Besides Old Towns, I think City Ong on the chat mentioned Munchies. Have you heard of this brand called Munchies? It's a biscuit brand.
Actually,
No.
we have another biscuit brand doing quite well in China. It's called Julie Biscuit from Malacca.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What?
Julie's Biscuit.
Oh, Julie's Biscuit.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Biscuit is kind of like representing Malaysia. They are doing quite well in Tmall. They are like kind of like top 10 biscuits in Tmall that's coming from Malaysia. Yeah, from Malacca. Yeah, Julie's from Malacca.
Wow.
Oh,
I used to invest in Old Town stocks. And I remember when they first went into China, they were suffering very badly because they went there and then after that, they opened a lot of outlets. And then after that, the outlets all died because Chinese have the habit of buying a noodle and eating themselves. They always have the habit of ordering a lot and then everyone share and then don't finish the food. And that was the past. I don't know about now. Right?
Okay.
And then there was a lot of pirated Old Town coffee that was being sold on all these e-commerce platform. And what I actually understood from Old Town was during one of their general meeting, they said that they are going to transform because Alibaba, I think Tmall and JD actually created this like official store, right? And then after official store was created, their sales in the official store actually did extremely well. And of course, now they are dominating the white coffee market in China. So how can Malaysian companies who don't have any presence in China be able to create an official store with a platform like JD or even Tmall? And there's so many e-commerce platforms that is popping up, right?
Now, say for example, someone, maybe a cans company, okay, you can consolidate together. Okay, maybe can company as the host, okay, to he use his company's PR and then register a store on those platforms. And they need to apply whether cans companies can eligible to have a multi-brand store.
Okay.
Maybe a multi-brand, maybe 5 brands in one category. So can have the quotas to recruit, or you can work with Can for your hero products. Okay, don't be too greedy. Okay, sell all the products. Maybe just 3 to 5 hero products that you think you can win. Yeah.
All right.
So I think you can do a multi-brand store and multi-channel is also okay.
So yes, what you mean is Ken has a Malaysian store, and then what we do is
Let me try to explain a little bit. Actually, when it comes to cross-border e-commerce, it's actually quite different from what you just mentioned on the Old Town official store. Okay, when you try to penetrate in the market, you have a slow start to pick, right? So you try to go into it, you are actually a mature, you are actually a beginner. When you are a beginner, it's better for you to partner together with a consortium, a partner, just like what Richie say, we can form a consortium and we go together and split the cost and split for whatever marketing budgets, and then we get listed on the multi-brand stores and handled by a professional team who can actually cover up full scale services, including logistics, including a warehousing, including distribution of your goods in China. And using the cross-border method, you'll be paying the cross-border tax for that. But after you get some results. For example, you are doing quite well in the multi-brand stores. You have like 2 to 3 killer products that you feel like, wow, I can do very well in China. I want to have my own store. And that's the point when you really need to either you go into China and set up your own company, or you look for a distributor partner that can actually be your distributor and set up an official store in JD.com or in Tmall. All right. When you do that, you have to grant the official authorization of your brand, your trademark, to them. So, and then you have to make sure your trademark is registered in China. Like just Jonathan, you have mentioned, there's many counterfeit products in China. People can copy your brand easily. So to make sure you're protected, make sure you're registered, and then you use that to set up an official store. Without registration of your trademark in China, you can't have an official store. How Old Town get it done is because they already have an entity present in China. Before that, they actually experience via their trade partner, and they trade through a consortium, like just how I mentioned it, right? So they part with their partners who are actually selling coffee, many brands. So they are only one of the brands. Like here in Malaysia, you have Pakistan, right? So Pakistan, many brands. But after you're growing very well in Pakistan, you want to do it with your own brand store. That's the difference. Yeah. So if you feel like you are very good in your own brand and you are doing very well, you have your own brand, that's fine. Yeah.
So back to if you put China market as one of the important markets for the next 3 to 5 years or 10 years, try to divide into different phases, maybe 3 phases. The first phase is to test the market, experience the workflow, understand the difficulties first, and then squeeze out what are your hero products, okay, and the price level, and your team, okay. Second, maybe you understand the market from cross-border e-commerce model, change to general trade model. You make it not just direct online B2C to end customer, you can also find regional distributor. And the third one, and the third phase, maybe it is a market penetration stage for your brand. Yeah. And multi-channel, also you can invite celebrities, do a lot of promotion, because the perception of your brand already stick in the mindset, in the heart of your end customer. They become loyal to you. Yeah, okay. It takes time.
So you mentioned that we need to have trademark protection, but how good is the trademark protection in China? Because they are at one point of time known as the copycat of the world. Are they better? We have this question by Brian Chong. Yeah. How good is the trademark protection in China right now?
Actually, trademark, you must have this, otherwise you cannot. For the cross-border e-commerce model, you just have the trademark from overseas countries, that's okay. But if you would like to do general trade, you must have the Chinese trademark. That's number one. In order you can list your products on those platforms, or your distributors can work with you as a distributors. That's number one. And number two, it is not just the issue of the trademark, it is a brand protection. Okay, you can have we have some experts helping those brands to do the brand protection online. They will investigate any similar copycat also selling similar products on those platforms. They can have the big data to search this, okay, data, and then give the report to you on a weekly basis or monthly basis. And then that is the collective of some evidence. And second service will be, they will recommend some solution to you. Okay, there are 10 copycat, okay, may not just from China, maybe from elsewhere, you don't know. And then they will give you corrective, some advice how to do it. And for example, okay, make a complaint to the platform, or you direct send letters from your legal advisors to this company copycat. That is also some advices from the brand protection expert. Yeah. So it is a combo of service to make your brand become unique, strong, offline, authenticate. Yeah.
Okay. So we have another question here by Leisure. He says, what are the 3 steps? What are the first 3 steps for Malaysian companies to expand into China? Because it seems like everything we have in Malaysia, they have it better and cheaper.
Not necessarily. Agree and disagree. It depends on what kind of product that you are looking at. Of course, if you're looking at those manufactured goods, China is a factory of the world, right? So, and without any native elements or without any distinct elements from Malaysia, you need to find your unique selling point to be compete over there. Otherwise, of course, I wouldn't advise you to go into that market, right? And China is also growing very well. I just tried to explain the questions again just now about the trademark. China today is different from China many years ago. Today, they are leading the world. They are leading the world in terms of IP registration. They are leading the world in terms of brand creation, product creation. So you might not as creative as them. You might not as fast as them. So all you need to do is to be creative enough and to make sure you are protected. So and this happened to anywhere. I don't care whether you want to sell to Amazon, not just China. You try to sell to US, it's the same thing. People will actually, once you are famous, once you are doing very well, people will try to copy and create a brand over that. So this is the same thing. So it's not just China market. So, but of course, coming to China itself is more extreme because population is there, and then chances is there, opportunity are there. Everything is more. You get an extreme a response from the market. Yeah, Richie, you wanna?
I just want to share with you is related to the legal protection. Okay, don't you know that it is the first country released the e-commerce law in the world? It is China. Okay, and now they also have the law, some audience related to the live streaming, live commerce. Yeah.
Okay, so coming back to the product itself just now. So let's say like questions from Simon about bird nest and all that. Okay, when you think about bird nest is not manufactured in China. China do manufacture bird nest. Okay, they do. So there are people who actually imported raw material into China and produce that. And there's a very, very popular brand in Tmall that's doing very well, and it's local brand. It's a China brand. It's not Malaysian brand. Okay, so for Malaysian to be penetrated into China, for example, you have a bird nest. I think there's a few things you need to make sure you are compliant. Okay, first, you must make sure you fulfill the regulatory requirement. You don't want to sell something that is not allowed to sell over there. Okay, drugs is not allowed, of course. A lot more things like that is not allowed. I come back to a durian case. A lot of people ask us, can I sell durian to China? Can I just ship it over? You must understand China only accept frozen durian. That's the regulatory and that's a regulation you need to fulfill. So you need to be compliant. On top of marketing, on top of the investment of the monetary, you also need to make sure you comply. I think these are the three main things, three main elements you need to look into when you come into expanding into China. And this is not new. This is a very common in any business. When you try to penetrate into a new market, you have to study these three things. First, you make sure your product is competitive over there, has a unique selling point. Second, you must make sure you comply. Okay, and then the third thing is where you really have you have to prepare the money, the investment, because this is a long run thing. You don't expect like, okay, I just put a product there, then you run. It doesn't work like that, So you really need to like putting money to do education, to get people, influencers to help you to promote, to sell, to let people know about your brand. A lot more activities to be done before you actually get the market to know about you. And from there, you enjoy the fruit. Yeah.
Okay, so we have City Ong on the chat who says that there's no durian in China yet. So maybe that's an opportunity. I have to let you guys know China is very advanced when it comes to science and technology. Just to share with you guys, this is an article that Hainan is already doing research to have their own durian, right? So, and I think it's not only durian, even for Korean ginseng, right? Korea is famous for their ginseng. Even the Panax ginseng, they also managed to copy and duplicate it and create their own version of the Korean ginseng in China. So this actually leads to the same question I have with Ong Ling, right? Because China is so advanced when it comes to technology. How do you protect yourself really? Because his friend is doing curry paste, went to China to promote a durian curry paste. I know things like this in Malaysia very hard to work, but in China it kind of works because China even have durian pizza and they have durian hot pot, right? So he said that they put money into the fair, sold a lot in the fair, but then after that, the pirated version is already out. Yeah. So when we all talk about innovation, right, bring something unique in. But once we bring something unique in, if they can copy already, it means that we only can make money once. So how do we really protect ourselves then with our ideas? Is there any barrier?
Yeah, I would like to add something is related to the authentication to anti-counterfeit. Okay, so nowadays, the Chinese custom, the department, okay, it is official. They would like to apply the blockchain technology, those high-end technology, and with the audience, with the support from the legal perspective, that will be a regulation release that all the import and export goods, they need to have a product ID. Okay, and this product ID may be a label with the blockchain technology there, and you on the surface, you just see a QR code. Okay, and they can serve three purposes. And this one is the traceability of the products from the warehouse or from Malaysia to maybe just past Hong Kong and then cross borders to Shenzhen and then end users to Shanghai. All the checkpoints they can keep track just through the scanner of the QR code. That's number one. And number two, the code cannot be manipulated. So if a counterfeit, a copycat, they do not have this code. And your information of this product and also the brand owners, you have the record in the China custom. Yeah, so any problem, those copycat, they do not have this information, this status. And because you already pre-registered some information through in the China custom departments, then when you pass the product, okay, it will be very fast. No need to have a lot of checking. Yeah, and that will bring a good customer experience to your end customers. And the end customer can scan the QR code and they know that this product is authenticated, there's real products, it's not copycat. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess when blockchain technology comes in, all this counterfeiting and all these issues with copyrights can really be solved.
Yeah, they allowed in the testing already. A company got the support from those investors. They are providing this service, but still in the testing period. Okay, not all of us know this. Yeah.
Okay. We have another question from the floor. This is Simon Wong. I believe Simon is from MRCA, the Malaysian Retail Chain Association. So he was asking, would there be an opportunity for homegrown franchise F&B brand to enter the Chinese market? And if yes, how and where to start off?
You probably want to do it not in a franchise way, just to try the product. Franchise, we are talking about retailing, right? So retailing is actually offline activities. It's quite different. Like I said, this franchise thing, you need to come into a grounding of the products and also the branding and all that. The preparation is actually much longer. You probably need to take years to get everything done, prepared before you can actually enter to do franchising inside. But of course, there's a faster way. You get a partner over there who are interested in your brand, love your products, love the way you're retailing your products, and they just buy the whole thing over and replicate over there. But if you're talking about you yourself going into that and you try to expand the market, you can try a product first. Try a product with cross-border e-commerce, list it online, and let people try see if they like your products, they love your product. If they do, then only you look for the offline distribution channel, and those channels is the potential franchise. So start with distribution into the offline stores like Aeon in China, and then if they're doing quite well, then you can start to bring the whole concept, whole experience of your retailing into China. Because franchise itself is not just about product, right? It's more than product. It's also about the experience of the retailing, and also the branding itself. If I were to do a franchise, I would try to give people the same taste, same experience, same product when they come to any of my branch. That is different from just selling products. So over here, I think the scope is actually more than just cross-border e-commerce. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very good.
We have Siti who says Secret Recipe is a good case study. I heard they are in, but how well are they doing in China? Secret Recipe.
They were very well, but now they are slowed down a little bit. Of course, they over there. They try to sell authentic Malaysia taste, which people never taste before. But as the market getting used to it and more competitor coming in, I think they need to change. I think they need to learn to evolve from just Malaysia taste to more, so then they can continue to sustain the business. I think every business in China is different from Malaysia here or ASEAN here. We are quite comfortable with what we develop over here, and we doing the same thing for years. In China, you don't do that. The first year you are success, the next year you have to think about new thing, or even the next season. You have to continue to evolve in order for you to gain the market and to sustain over there. So I think this is quite common in China. Things are changing too quick, and that because the market is too huge, and there are so many opportunity over there. Even people copying you doesn't mean that it is a bad thing. Sometimes they copy you means there's a potential market there, then only there's a valid reason for them to copy you. So when they copy you, you have to start to really compete with them to gain a market share. And competition is good. BMW, Mercedes competing each other, but they are healthy. They are not an unhealthy competition. So we have to trade in such a way. Unless there's too many counterfeit and their quality is very bad and they bring down your brands, that's different story. But if not, if they are using different brand, different taste, everything is different, but they are trying to promote a similar product, it's a win-win. Yeah, that you have to see it from a different angle. Yeah.
So you're saying that imitation is the best form of flattery, right?
You try to go in, you also imitate China people, how they do business, right? So because they are a success story there, you try to learn from their success story. You copy the way they do, the strategy that they apply, when the description of their product, you try to copy as much as possible so that the way that they do can help you to success quicker. Yeah. So it's a similar thing. Yeah.
I guess that's one thing about us entrepreneurs. When we copy others, we call it modeling. When people copy us, we say they rob and duplicate our idea.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one very important question because you mentioned that China is moving so aggressive, and we are talking about retail market here. I read a case study. The leading bubble tea brand in China is called Tea, right?
Sita, yeah.
And the leading bubble tea brand in Malaysia, the most innovative one, fastest growing, is called Tea Life. Okay, but Tea Life, 300 stores, biggest in Malaysia, they probably have a new product every month or every 2 months. But from this case study, what I read was Tea has a new product every 5 days.
Every day now.
Every day, yeah. So the question is, do you think we Malaysians, you also said this, we in Southeast Asia, the way we do things are very comfortable, which is a nice way to say we are slow, right? Do you think Malaysians can actually compete in such environment in China?
We have to. I think if we want to gain the market share over there, we have to. Otherwise, it's just a short glance, the once in a blue moon kind of. You were there, you are there, then you were there, you are gone. So and you have to evolve from there. Yeah, I think anybody who experience China market, they know that it's not easy to sustain. It's very easy to penetrate, but it's not easy to sustain. This is the real scenario. A lot of new brand, new taste, new products going in, initially doing good, and then start to pick up and start to grow. But afterwards, they fall very fast. They fall very fast due to the competition of the market, and also due to the tiredness of the audience. They need new things. They expect you to, even Musang King, can you come up with Musang King 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? in like 5 months. So those are the expectation in China market. So it's quite different from here. So like us, we eat Musang King from kids until now. There's no change of the taste. It's the same Musang King anyway. So yeah, we have to think in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Simon, for correcting. T-Life already has 600 stores. Okay, that's good to know. Boon Lam from Care Condom is asking, how about the condom market? He runs a condom business. How can he go into China?
I think first you need to make sure you are meeting the regulation for condom, right? Richie, cross-border, this is not allowed, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Is condom not allowed in China?
No,
but condom to China.
Yeah, for the cross-border method.
Cross-border e-commerce, yeah.
Yeah.
And another factor is a lot of, so I read this report before, so the jurors, okay, the market share, the leaders, okay, if they buy online, they will love this brand and wait for their promotion and buy a lot, okay. Yeah. But for a new brand, they have a lot of think. Is it safe? Okay, and a lot of question. And if the brand no budget to do marketing or compete with jurors, I think you just focus on local market. Okay.
So at the end of the day, if you're a lifestyle brand, consumer brand, you go there, you got to make sure you have a very good marketing strategy, right, to compete with the big boys.
You have to find your USP, very clear USP.
Yeah.
We have someone on the chat as well. Kim says, how is the opportunity for 100% natural skincare brand besides the European and American brands?
So you need to fight with the European brand first. Okay. So it is thousands of natural skincare brand in the world. So maybe you need to fight with them first. And then if you can have a position, then why maybe that is a period, as I remember 2 years ago, a period around 1 year, a lot of Chinese people, they go to buy some skincare products from Thailand.
Yeah.
Okay. Because of the price performance and also the smell and the branding is affordable for the mass market, but they cannot go to the premium market. Okay, so you need to find your skincare brand in the cosmetic or beauty. What are your position first? Yeah, and beauty product, you need to have the passion, the vision, and your patience to enter the market, and with a lot of investment, especially on the brand awareness and the marketing. Yeah.
We have a very valid question here from Ong Ling. My company have license to harvest cave bird nests. We have raw and we have processed. We have 30 tons of raw bird. I'm very sure it's raw bird nest, right? So for a bird nest business, if they want to go into China, what is the platform that they should tap on first?
I think first you need to find a partner with valid license to import into China. Raw bird nest, I think is one of the product that is not allowed to do cross-border, if I'm not mistaken.
Raw bird.
Yeah, the regulatory is one of the things I said. It's one of the things you have to check whether
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
I think your bird nest is not allowed for cross-border. You have to do a proper import into China in order to sell. So if you don't have the valid license to import into China, you find a partner who do that, and you supply to them and collaboration with them. Yeah.
Okay. We have another question. The questions are really coming in very fast. This is on the question box, Q&A box. What are the steps required to test the market in China? Do I need to send a staff over there to live? Is there any service an overseas brand like Malaysian brand can get? I think this is where you guys probably will share how can you support.
Yeah, you can send us email after this forum. We can address that. I think we have a full range of services together with Richie. We have all the expertise in the industry from, like I said, from beginning. We can give you some consultation on listing and logistic, warehousing, distribution, cross-border taxation. All these, I think there's 50 elements in new retail, total 50 elements. We're going to share with you those elements. So then from there you learn and you check. You do a check and see whether your product is fit into this market, and you are ready for that. So once you're ready, you check, you feel good, then we can advise you to go. Yeah.
All right. Do you have any slides to show about how can people keep in touch with you? Guys, if you guys think that this session is a valuable session, we have spent an hour here, please type on the chat value so that I know that this is worth your time and worth your investment this evening, right? So do you guys have slides to show your contacts, to show about what you guys do? I think it will be good for the audiences to be able to keep in touch with you guys.
In my email there, Richie, you want to?
Yeah, I probably. How about the LinkedIn? What do you think?
Yeah.
Is it easier? Yeah. Yeah, my LinkedIn is just, you can search as Richie Yong. You can find it. Yeah.
Okay. So guys, if you guys want to keep in touch with Richie and Ken, you can send an email to ken.lee@smurs, and smurs means smuzcity.com, right? Or you guys can add both Richie and Ken on LinkedIn as well. Yeah, I see that Richie is a very active LinkedIn user.
Okay.
All right.
So you just, yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Ken, thank you.
We have come to the end of today's session. First of all, I want to thank Richie and Ken for being with us this evening. As I promised, this is a 1 hour session. And for all of you guys here, I want to thank you guys for being with us on another Friday evening. We have the Leading in Crisis session every 2 weeks on Friday evening. So if you guys truly enjoyed this session, you think that this is a very raw, very invaluable session, do join us in 2 weeks' time. I also have another event coming up by Owner Circle. So we have a session in Owner Circle called Crafting Your Winning Brand Strategy. So for you fellow entrepreneurs who are looking at how can you capture the hearts of your consumers or your customers or your clients, we have this gentleman over here. His name is called James Tan. He's the founder of Mantra. It's a creative agency that serves small businesses and corporate companies. You can go and check out his website. He's a consultant for some of the largest brands in Malaysia. So we managed to get him to come to Owner Circle to do a session, a 3 hours workshop on branding strategy. All right. So if you guys are interested, lock down your date on 9 of September, 2 to 5 p.m. Okay, and you can contact Jeannie Lee, Jeannie Liu, right? That is her contact number over there, and she will be able to support you guys. All right. So I hope you guys have gained tremendous value from today's session. I want to take this opportunity again to thank Ken and Richie for being with us, and I want to thank all the participants for being with us on a Friday evening. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you all. Bye-bye.